Shalom, family, shalom. I hope y'all can hear me, man. Here at work, man, with a little 10-minute break. I thought maybe I'd drop a jewel for y'all, man. And this jewel right here, man, will be coming from Proverbs chapter 19, verse 1 through 3. And the highlight is in verse 3. Because, you know, as the caption say, man, you know, we as people, man, we got a tendency to make all the wrong decisions, man, you know, and all that. And then when those decisions, you know, fall through, cave in on us, we want to blame everybody but ourselves. You know, people blame, you know, Yahuah, you know, people blame Yahuah, people blame others, you know what I'm saying, for the poor choices that they made. And, you know, that's just what's called victimology, you know. You want to be the victim. All the time you want to be the victim. But you the one making yourself the victim by the choices and the decisions that you make in life. I'm telling you, man, from personal experience. I'm a living witness of a man who made bad choices in life. I made one bad choice and it cost me 21 flat years of my life in prison. One bad choice. I'm going to tell y'all what that choice was. You know, all praise to the Father, no Father. But what that bad choice was, and I'm not glorifying this here, man. I'm not glorifying it. The night I committed the crime I committed, I had the option to take the bio, that's what we call them in H-time, take the bio or go the way that I went. My first mind say, take the bio. My second mind say, no, don't go that way. And I listened to my second mind, and guess what? Here I am, man. Here I am. I ended up doing 21 flat years. That was my second time in that boy. Steady making bad decisions. So, man, if you want your life to change, you got to change this. You got to change that mind, that thought process. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself constantly making bad decisions, and the cycle ain't going to end. That's why in Acts chapter 3, verse 19, it say, you know, repent therefore and be ye converted. In other words, you got to change your way of thinking. You got to change what you do. You can't continue on in them old habits, old decision-making process and expect things to get better for you. And you know, matter of fact, the first and second verses of Proverbs 19 is basically talking about those, you know what I'm saying, who call themselves coming to righteousness, you know, wanting righteousness. Some even make an attempt to live righteously, then go back to being a sinner because of the decisions that they make. So with that, man, that's the jewel for y'all today. I hope y'all get something out of it. I always hoping and praying y'all get something out of it, man. Pray to the Father. Ask him to give you understanding. Ask him to give you discipline, you know what I'm saying, and willpower to change your ways if it has become habitual. Because I know some things you just can't stop doing overnight. That I get that. But you got to show a great, strong effort, you know what I'm saying, to try changing that, right? So with that being said, family, Proverbs chapter 19, verses 1 through 3. Acts chapter 3, verse 19. Matthew chapter 4, verse 17. Verse 7, if I'm not mistaken. Yeshua is telling us to repent because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Man, we have no more time. This world is over. As we know it, it is over. It's time for a whole new rulership. So people, please take heed, man. Change your ways. Come out of Babylon. Whether it be mentally, spiritually, emotionally, or otherwise. Come out of Babylon. With that, shalom.